everybody, welcome back to a new year. Adam Rogers here with Power-Tek. Today we're going to go over another safe work practice. We're going to be covering the buddy system. Now, the buddy system basically means when you're doing something dangerous like live work, you're not working alone. You have to have a competent worker paired up with, hopefully another competent worker, but maybe someone hasn't been involved in doing this specific task before, and it can be used as a teaching moment as well. So a competent worker basically is someone who has extensive knowledge in the task being performed, has done it multiple times, and actually would have the ability to teach, say an apprentice or someone new to the company, on our exact policies and procedures regarding live work. When working on live equipment, in addition to the other points mentioned for being a competent worker, the competent worker must also be trained in CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and so be stationed so that they can see the worker who is performing the work at all times. So there's different levels of responsibility involved with the buddy system. Of course, at the management level, they're required to provide you with all of the proper tools, equipment, protective gear, and at supervisory level, of course, they're going to be making sure that you're wearing it, that you are following the procedures when you're on site, and that you have a good partner to work with, of course. So for our level, the competent workers, we're going to be making sure that we put on all of our protective gear, hard hat, safety glasses, work boots, gloves, and any additional PPE that may be required. Especially for live gear, you're going to want to wear your 40 cal suit and your proper insulated gloves. And if you have insulated tools, obviously they would be the best things to work with in this situation. Now, while this particular policy was designed for live work over 300 volts, there's a multitude of different situations where you can implement the buddy system. A good example, as Chris has already talked about in the aerial work platforms SWP, you need to have a ground man. This is very much the buddy system. Now, there's a lot of situations where our people that are in service vans will go out to a particular job site. They're alone. Now, they're going to assess the situation, and they will determine whether or not this work can be done by themselves. And again, if it's live, particularly over 300 volts, they're going to have to make a call to the office and have someone else sent out with them, because we do not work live, especially alone. Whenever we can help it, we turn all of our gear off, which is in our lockout tagout procedures. But basically, if you can help it, don't work alone. When you're using an aerial work platform, you're going to need to have a spotter on the ground, someone to flag off the area while you're working up high, keep people out of the drop zone. And also just situations like if you have heavy materials you need to move around. There is also an SWP that we'll talk about later about material handling, but basically, if it's more than 50 pounds, you should not be lifting it alone. If it's a big, long, awkward load, again, you're going to want to have one of your buddies help you out and get the material moved around safely. So basically, to wrap up the buddy system safe work practice, if you're doing a task that even seems like it requires more than one person or is a danger level you're not comfortable with, grab a buddy. I recommend always working in pairs because it makes the job more fun, the day goes by quicker, and you can do things a lot more safely. With that in mind, grab a buddy and play safe out there.